great. Running late, but always great, man. And this is episode 3. Take 1. You feel me, man? I'm happy to be back in the place. Happy to be back on set, live and in the flesh. Love Deposit Studios. Jojo, how you feel, bro?
Man, I'm feeling great.
I appreciate you so much, man. Just doing this, you know what I mean? Just doing this, bro. I'm so appreciative of this, bro. To be here. I feel like I'm doing something.
Nah, bro, I appreciate you, and you are doing something.
I feel like
you motivate me every week, bro.
I feel like I'm doing something, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I feel, and not do I only feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
You taking them steps, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's just a little bit of my feelings. How I be feeling, y'all. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. This is episode, or is this episode 4?
I was saying 4.
It's episode 4. This episode 4.
Look, so I can change it up. No, you know what I mean? But I'm feeling grateful, bro. You asked me how I'm feeling with Feezus.
This is episode 4. It sure is. Dang.
No, you ain't getting nothing wrong.
It's going. Hey, we finna be on episode of 100 real soon. Pillz and $Billz. I might be high. I'm high. I'm high over here, family. I'm high. That's why I said 3. Pillz and $Billz, man. This is episode 4. Take 1. This is episode 4, fam. Pillz and $Billz. You smell me? You under dig? All right, man. Pillz and $Billz first. I want to say I miss y'all. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all so much. Everybody who tuned in, who be getting at me. Before I start, it's a lot of people inboxing me. You know what I mean, with businesses, and I got so much going on, people. A couple artists done reached out, you know what I mean, and I posed did they show today, but I don't, you know what I mean, we don't start working until about 7 o'clock. You know what I mean? We have quick conversation. So we gonna next show is for the people, y'all. So next show, I done already told JoJo. Next show, what I'm saying, I'm not gonna have no subject, but next show is just all about the people. If you got a business, if you have a album, a mixtape, a music project, if you got a show, a podcast, if you an actor, you got a movie, a show coming out, you got a YouTube channel, if you have a website, if you got a business that you want people to pull up, if you have anything, send it to me and we're gonna shout it out. You got an organization that you want people to sign up for, you have anything that we're gonna shout it out. The show is about y'all. So be ready to call in, be ready to talk to me next week, y'all. I'm not gonna have too much for y'all, as we're not gonna do no self-reflecting next week. I'm not gonna preach, I'm not gonna pastor, I'm not gonna reverend y'all to death next week. It's gonna be about y'all. So promote what you got going on. Put your show, you know what I mean? Put your business, whatever you got, your online boutique, whatever you got going on, man. Your organization, you got something that help the people. We're gonna promote you next week. You got a foundation that you want folks to donate to, that you trying to do. We got you. We got you. That's what this show is for. So you can call in today too. You can call in and promote whatever you got going on at any time, y'all. You know what I mean? But last week, basically what we talked about was sex, being responsible for sex. You know what I mean? How the sex is the biggest responsibility that we have. You know what I mean? We have folks, you know what I mean, have a lot of sex, have too much sex, a lot of stuff. And basically how this responsibility and dealing with your feelings and with sex, how sex is a natural thing, and and how, you know, I mean, it needs to be an education and a not an everyday conversation, but a course in our household, because, you know what I mean, we need to be teaching each other and teaching ourselves and bouncing back from trauma. A lot of folks are traumatized from their initial sex course, their initial sex experience. You know what I mean? A lot of folks was molested. A lot of folks, you know what I mean, seen some stuff they weren't supposed to be seen. So we really have to educate ourselves and our children when it comes to this sex thing. And we got to grab hold of this demon, because as we see, it's a lot of folks that use sex in a real wicked way. In the last show, we just talked about it. We had a lady that called in. Shout out to Elise. Y'all look her up. Man, she called in and told us about how sex, when mothers are pregnant and all this trauma and everything, these feelings that they going through, they pass it down to the child when they, you know what I mean, when they induce labor, and they hand, and now the child coming to the world timid and afraid and in their feelings about different stuff that you know what I mean, this is how they start in their life. So they, you know what I mean, and then they got to build on and develop and you know what I mean, it's already a process for us in this world, period. So just, you know, getting our feelings out about dealing with sex, you know what I mean, for men and women and children, to, you know what I mean, I feel like if we're gonna build up a nation that we all of stand-up people, you know what I mean, we can't have underdeveloped people, you know what I mean, in this sex manner. It's something we got to get a hold of, man. And so we just teaching ourselves and our children on how important it is to communicate with each other about sex, and the screening, you know what I mean, on how the process is before you, because we know it's a natural feeling and people gonna have sex, you know what I mean, our children gonna grow up, it's a natural thing, like getting hungry, you know what I mean, it's a feeling that you naturally gonna get. And you know what I mean, so we need to have our children introduced, you know, to sex as soon as they understand. And we need to introduce them, because it's a proven fact, when they going out to the world, sex sells. So, you know what I mean, everybody's putting sex on every screen, every chance they get. You know what I mean, TV ain't TV no more. They showing so much. So we got to introduce our children to this as early as possible. And you know what I mean, and don't wait until they watch a show, or they go to school and they learn it from some managed boy or fast girl, as they used to say. So, you know what I mean, and then we also learn on how, if we have these conversations, we prevent, you know what I mean, people from acting out and doing stuff out of curiosity, you know what I mean, out of not knowing, just, you know what I mean, just inexperienced and uneducated about this natural feeling. And now, you know what I mean, you allowing somebody else to come in and exploit you know what I mean, if you uneducated and you don't know, and you allowing somebody else to get over on you. So, you know what I mean, just, we want to have this conversation. So, and my thing that I wanted to kind of expand on is that we would rather a conversation, your 14, 15, 16, however old, 17-year-old child coming to you, mom, dad, I feel like, you know what I mean, me and my girlfriend ready, me and my boyfriend ready, coming to you and letting you know, rather than you don't know until they pregnant, until they got a little girl. You know what I mean? I've talked to them about it. And just like when somebody trying to get a job, when you're trying to get a job, they give you tests, they give you a screening, you got to take a drug test, they check your background. You know what I mean? They call your job, hey, this person up here trying to work, what can you tell me about them? So, you know what I mean? If you got somebody you finna share your life with, literally, because when it's proven that when you connect and you have sex, you know what I mean, it's a third person most likely that's gonna come. You know what I mean? So you actually giving life, you know what I mean, your greatest responsibility to this person. So call, you know, before, and it's a bigger thing. It's best to have somebody call in, or have your child come to you with a conversation. Come to you with a conversation like, I talk to them. They want to do this with their life. I think we ready to have sex, rather than your child come to you with a baby. Mama, I think she pregnant. mama, I'm pregnant. You know what I mean? And that's, you know what I mean? And it's a big, you know what I mean? We looking at it as a mistake, as, you know what I mean? So this a human that's finna come into the world now. You know what I mean? So we want to grab hold to this as soon as we can and talk about it as much as we can to inform them. Just like people need to eat good, you want to educate them on how to eat properly. These and because they're gonna be hungry, but if you eating grease all the time, that ain't gonna be good for you. So you know what I mean. It's natural to feel to have this sex express itself. So you want to express yourself in the best way and protect yourself in the best way. You know what I mean? And that was a good conversation. I feel like that we had last week, bro, because it's needed in our household, man. You know what I mean? So many people are dealing with, you know what I mean, uneducated and miseducation. You know what I mean? In so many different areas of life. You know what I mean? Not having their finances together. You know what I mean? And if we can get a hold on, this demon, you know what I mean? I feel like it'll make us make you a better person. And making yourself a better person is gonna help you build on the community, help you make the community a better place. So, which brings me into the show, man. And of course, if y'all got any questions, give me a call. Give me a call, 940-290-0801. If you got anything on your mind, to speak your feelings with BearFeezie. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Episode 4, Pillz and dollar bills, man. Today we talking about doing dope. And not just doing dope, not just getting high, not just, you know what I mean? A lot of us have a lot of vices. You know what I mean? And I'm saying us because I'm not secluded from this. Everybody got some that they do, you know what I mean, that they gotta do. You know what I mean? Folks addicted to so much, and like I say, what I try to do myself is better anybody that I come around. You know what I mean? I try, if I'm around you, I'm dealing with you, I'm gonna try to lift you up, make you a better person when you know what I mean? So when you're not around me. So that's what I do with the show. That's what I do with the show. You know what I mean? So what we talking about here is, you know what I mean? How's these addictions affecting us? You know what I mean? What are we addicted to? You know what I mean? Or do we drink? And the reason I named it Pillz and dollar bills, because a lot of time, most of the time, well, period, drugs is big business. Drugs is somebody getting paid. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? So you got to look at whatever you addicted to and how's it affecting you? You know what I mean? Is it helping you? Is it helping you cope? Or are you abusing it and don't nobody like to be around you when you on it? You abusing it and you bringing the family down. You drunk and now you cussing loud and the party over when you get to drinking a lot. You know what I mean? You high, you trying to get high, but you stealing. and it's not funny, you know what I mean? And I laugh. A lot of times, y'all, let me tell y'all a secret. You ever heard you gotta laugh? Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. I heard that growing up. A lot of times I'm not laughing, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of times it's sad. So I will laugh just to, you know what I mean? So how's this drug? Because one thing about it, everything you do, you want it to improve yourself. And my favorite saying is self-improvement is the basis of community development. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you want to look at yourself in a situation. What are you doing? What could you have done? What should you have done? What can you be doing? What can you do next time? A lot of times you want to look at yourself and address what you're doing. And that's how you're going to better the people around you. You know what I mean? Because folks looking at you, whether you know it or not. people watching, clocking you, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go that you a face, you know what I mean, for you and your people, whether you know it or not. So when we talk about these drugs and these habits, some folks eat. Some folks addicted to sugar. Some folks can't stay away from the snack cabinet. They get up in the morning, you know what I mean? They thought they just had to use the restroom, but they're gonna go and get them a snack. You know what I mean? So the thing is like, what are you addicted to? How is it doing you? How is it affecting the people around you? Well, first, how is it affecting you? You always want to look at yourself and, you know what I mean? Is it doing what it's supposed to be doing for you? When you doing this, though, when you smoke your weed, is it calming you down? Or you hype and antsy and, you know what I mean? And you can't really calm down, and then you do your drugs, you know what I mean? And you calm on down, you mellow on out, then you lay on down. You done work, you done went to work, you done provided, everybody done ate. You know what I mean? Like what actually is it doing? Because I feel like people done trained you or us on how to think and what to think. And so when we start talking about drugs and we start talking about dope, you know what I mean? Like my aunt and them or call it, we automatically feel like it's bad. You know what I mean? But what I was thinking about on the way here, man, is that everybody on dope. Everybody is reaching for some in the morning. I know folks who got a whole calendar of dope that they, you know what I mean? They got a weekly, whether the doctor prescribed it or your partner prescribed it. You know what I mean? Everybody reaching for 90% of people are reaching for some type of medicine to, you know what I mean, to help them cope with whatever they're going. They got a lot of pain on them with whatever they're going through in life. And the reason that is, you know what I mean, the reason I feel like, or a big reason, the main reason, is because dope is big business. You know what I mean? You see the dope boy in our neighborhood. You see the person that's selling dope where we grew up, where you grew up, or on TV. The dope boy living good. He living good selling dope. He in the hood, motherfuckers paying him for dope to deal with whatever problems they feel like they have, to cope with whatever they're going through. Or you can look at the doctor. Look at the doctor when he walk out his office and see what he riding in. Let's go look at the doctor house and see how he living. Doctor living good. Doctor selling dope. The doctor is selling. Doctor ain't curing nobody. You don't go to the doctor and get fixed. You don't go to the doctor and leave out better, and you don't see him no more because he fixed you. The doctor gonna give you a prescription. The doctor gonna sell some dope to you, and you gonna be on it until he prescribes some more to you. And then now it's weekly dope. Is it helping you? You know what I mean? Because I'm not a medicated guy. You know what I mean? I don't go to the pharmacist and pick up my prescription in that way. So I'm not familiar with the pills and how they affect us. And you know, some folks, you know what I mean, the doctor to prescribe Ritalin to children who moving a lot. You know what I mean? I guess they have too much energy. And so I need some help with this to understand, you know what I mean? And I want us to look at ourselves and see how this dope is affecting us. You know what I mean? How drugs is affecting your household. You know what I mean? On how, you know what I mean? A lot of our parents deal with hard drugs like crack and you know what I mean? A lot of different eras came before us, and well, it ain't nothing new under the sun, but it was different eras the way it came through. And now, you know what I mean, folks back on pills. Pills been around, but now I feel like, you know what I mean, folks going dumb on pills. You know what I mean? So I just want us to look at ourselves and kind of address, you know what I mean, what we really going through. What y'all think about this drug, about drugs, man? Pills and dollar bills. Can y'all give me a call, 940-290-3272. 0801. Pillz and dollar bills, JoJo. What you think about that, JoJo? Help me out with
Let's get right here. Let me get this number one more time.
940.
Let me see. Let me get us Feezie. Then I'm gonna talk about that, man. You know, that's I come from that background. 940
290 08 01. Y'all give us a call, man. Help BearFeezie. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie.
So do this for me. Go to your Facebook Live, go to that stream, and see if you can convert it to public. Because I'm having people that trying to get in. The content not available because it's not public on your end. First and foremost, we need all the viewers. You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all.
So see if you can change it. You know how to do it?
Ooh.
Just go to the stream. I don't know if it'll let you do it while you live. I've been wondering, and I just looked on yours, and it's not public.
Okay. Let me see. I don't think I know how to do it. Okay, I'm on it.
So what I think about it, man, I'm gonna let you see if you can change that so we can fix it. We got some people that want to call in that's trying to see the show, and the showing content not available. Fees, I need you to make your page public, man. I thought it was over here, but it's not.
Is it privacy? Oh, it is on friends. Okay. My bad. I think we got it. I did it to
Okay, it's public now.
Okay.
So there we go.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all patience. We new at this, and we're gonna keep doing it until we true at this. Yeah, man. It's and I just wanna, you know what I mean, because I feel like I need to look at myself, bro. You know what I mean? And as I grow and as I become a better me, I want, you know what I mean? I want us all looking at dope. You know what I mean? All looking at drugs, and are we abusing it? You know what I mean? Do we know somebody that's abusing?
And that's the difference, bro. So as you know, I say I didn't go to a HBCU. I went to SCBU, Sophisticated Crack Baby University. So my mother was robbed of her childhood due to drugs. You know,
a lot of our mothers, my mama too.
That generation, you know.
Yes, sir.
And so to see right now, today, I don't smoke. Man, I had a scary, I rarely drink, right? I used to be a smoker. I used to be a chain smoker. I used to be a fiend. I won't say a fiend, but it's a difference in between using and abusing.
Yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
And we often abuse. But man, I had a night so scary. Saturday night, now that we on the subject, bro, of drinking, right? Drinking to the point to where I didn't drink a lot, but I don't drink. And my mother always talks to me about chemical reactions and stuff like that, you know, and these genetically genes, right? So she had these conversations all the time that we predispose with her already have, you know, smoking crack and doing all these drugs with me in the system, just being transparent, right?
Right.
I'm thankful. Because you see that little guy from the Raiders that just killed somebody drunk driving 156 miles an hour in a Corvette.
Ooh, I'm thankful I didn't even see that.
Man, and I'm just being honest. Since we keep it real on this show,
right?
Speak
your feelings.
We speak your feelings. I'm thankful for my partner, Brand, who saw me and who knows me and said, man, somebody take JoJo home.
He seen you was leaning.
If he wouldn't have said that, I would have attempted to drive. And I'm just being honest because I'm at his party celebration. So I think along with that, bro, you know what I mean? Of us being aware of
self-awareness.
Of us being aware, we need people around us also. And we have a responsibility to the people around us because if he hadn't
to be a community.
Bro, I woke up the next morning. I didn't know how the hell I got home. I didn't know where the car was. I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, that had never happened to me. So I'm just saying, you know, with the pills and dollar bills, I don't have that habit, but a lot of us, we need to have these conversations about, especially sitting around weed. What is your thing about weed? Do you think that it's something that people that abuse weed or use it too much? Do you think it's an underlying reason?
I mean, I feel like it's a drug. And some folks abuse it. I mean, some folks, a lot of folks use it. A lot of us use it. You know what I mean? But it's motherfuckers, man. And about that chemical, and let me start here. About that chemical imbalance. It's people, bro. they'll smoke some weed, and you know what I mean. They do other stuff mainly, but they'll smoke a little weed sometime.
Yeah.
And a little weed, kick they whole, mess up they whole shit, bro. And a bug them whole all the way out, like they done hit some. You know what I mean? Some other type of strong. You know what I mean? Some that we visualize as stronger, like some other shit.
Yeah.
It'll mess up their whole chemical mind, their whole mindset, and they're totally bugged out person. And then some, you know what I mean? They'll get right. And if they smoke again, I'm kind of chilly in here in my chatter. And then they'll get right. And then if they they'll calm down and they'll be regular again. And some are triggered on, and if they smoke again or even smell it, you know what I mean? Or
yes.
You know what I mean? It'll bug them out. So that come back to self-awareness. And like you say, man, being around family. You know what I mean? And our family ain't kin people, you know what I mean? Just good people. Just good people. But it's some folks, bro, that'll smoke weed and they won't do shit.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? That weed will chill their ass, will numb them. You know what I mean?
That's me. If I wake up if I get a great night's sleep, wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and hit a blunt, my day is done. You know what I mean?
And then some folks, bro, like they can, you know what I mean? And there's some folks that know this. Nah, I can't smoke before work. You know what I mean? I won't be no good. Like you just said, it's some folks be high a bit at work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Don't feel right if they ain't. So, you know what I mean? You have to know what you, and that's why I want us to look at self first. How are you handling it? If you're a man, are you handling your responsibility doing it? Your children taken care of, your family, you got a house, your bills, or you know what I mean? Or is it bringing you down? You know what I mean? You on this dope, you know what I mean? You sleeping in your car. You went from this and now as you going backwards, you digressing. You know what I mean? So you got to look at yourself. How do your family feel about it? If they be talking about you like, God damn, here come this motherfucker here. You know what I mean? His drunk ass. Yeah. Or you know what I mean? This motherfucker always high. Every time I see him, he smelling like dope.
Yeah.
But he never got nothing on nothing.
Yeah.
You know, no, he ain't got nothing on no bill, or he can't go 5 with me on the next sack. You know what I mean? Is it so? And I ain't gonna lie, let me, since I always give a little insight, I smoke weed. And I remember it was a point of time where my wife, man, she didn't like me doing. I felt like my wife didn't like me do it. Let me say that. I felt like I'm like, damn. When you met me, I was smoking. You know what I mean? This is how I'm thinking. I'm like, damn. I'm just smoking. I'm out here in the garage. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? This is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
At the time, but you know, I try my best to look at myself and you know what I mean, what's going on. And now I see that my circumstances are different. It wasn't the smoking, it was the time, you know what I mean, that I was giving it. Like, you know what I mean? I guess I'm an introvert where I really don't reach out or I really don't talk to a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Just I you know what I mean, friends, you know what I mean? So it's just me and the dope in the garage. You know what I mean? And but what she looking for is where's her time? You know what I mean? Where is her connection? Where is her, you know what I mean? Me looking at her like I'm looking at this weed. You know what I mean? She needs time and affection and love from me too. And I think, you know what I mean? A lot of times as men, we get caught up in just taking care of the house, you know what I mean? Making sure everything paid for. And we don't have we're not giving our loved ones, our children, our family, any of our time. And that's what she was looking for. And now we're in a different place, in a different, you know what I mean, space.
Because truth be told, a lot of us, bro, we don't know how to be present because we didn't have that gift of presence coming up. So we don't know how to be present. So when you add weed to that, weed most times for a lot of people, they use it to escape, right? So when you're already not present and you're dealing with all this shit and you want to escape, yes, somebody that's loving you gonna look at you and be like, man, what about us? You ain't on your this ain't come on, who is this? This ain't Feezie.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
Fact. And that's what it was. I felt like she was attacking my dope.
Yeah.
I was sensitive about the goddamn. I'm just and I appreciate my wife so much, man. And that's why you gotta, get with some, like you say, you gotta get around folks who looking out for you. You know what I mean? And she didn't know necessarily how to express, how she was feeling. You know what I mean? She just attacking the dope. Like, God damn, you just gonna sit out there. You know what I mean? I just got off work. She gonna go in.
Yeah.
She can't, but you gotta look at yourself in situations, family.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to help, man. Let me say this. If you motherfucker give you some news that you can use, anybody, just take it and accept it and use it and take it for what you can use it for. That don't mean that they better than you. They trying to rain down on you. You looking up to them. They think they somebody special. Who are they to try to teach you? Y'all, we got to learn these lessons from each other. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm telling you how I felt, how I looked at myself. And that's what I try to do. You know what I mean? So when you in situations, man, and you will know if you abusing it. Because motherfucker gonna let you know. You know what I mean? But you don't want to, we get in our head, we don't want to listen. Can't nobody tell you shit. After a while, your kids, a 5-year-old can know, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? They're going to ask, and you got to respond with understanding. You know what I mean? I'm big on this, good people.
But do you know what that takes for a person to get to that level of understanding or hearing to where you're not feeling like you're attacking, like you say, my weed, or you're not attacking me? Do you know what point were you at where you were able to hear her, or how long did it take? Right. Talk to us about
facts. That's facts, man. It took some time.
Yeah.
It took some goddamn time. And I and I had to find myself. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you so much, JoJo. It bring me back, man. I'm glad. I just love that you here with me, and I ain't got to do all this shit on my own.
Yeah.
It bring me to a point I wanted to make, man. Last show, the young lady called in, Elise. We got folks calling, JoJo. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this point. Give me 10 minutes and call back.
They calling your phone?
No, they calling the line, ain't they? But last show, the young lady called in and she says some soul that I went back and I listened to, and it touched me, bro. Elise said, whether we know it or not, we're always having sex. In our mind, we're always doing something to receive something. And that's what sex should be about. Sex is about reproducing. I ain't gonna get back on sex, but we learning on her, guys. I'm learning. And she taught me something. Sex is creating. That's what it's meant for. We're always creating. And some of us use these drugs and this dope and this pacifiers because we're not creating. And we numbing ourselves. Some of us are addicted to sex because that's our best position to be in. That's the only time we're valuable, because that's the only time we're creating, family. Some of us need to do something, man. You got to find out what the hell you're supposed to be doing. You have to, family. And I don't give a damn if you 70 or you 17. You have a purpose. You're not put on this earth just to work. And I know you love your little job and it pay your bills and you got your nice little car, but that's not it. Y'all, I guess this is my show. I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. I'm a black man living in America. And when you fill out these applications, they ask you what race are you. I'm real big on understanding. They ask you your race. What is a race? A race is a competition, family. Somebody created a competition. We don't even feel like I don't want to preach. We at the end, family. If it's a race, it's a competition. We're in last place. So we're gonna have to come together, teach each other, build each other up, and make each other understand some shit. We all we got. And with that being said, we have to look at ourselves and see how we can be better. I gotta do this show. I ain't making no money off this. Nobody paying me yet. I'm gonna do it regardless. I ain't gotta make no money off this. Let me say that.
Yeah.
I don't have to make no money off this because this is God's work. This is what Jesus would be doing. This is what he was doing, trying to tell motherfuckers straighten up. Be like me.
Unknown caller.
We got a call. I appreciate y'all because I'll get on her and I'll start going in. Speak your feelings with
press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's your name and where you calling from?
Speak your feelings with press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's your name and where you calling from? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
You have to turn your Facebook down.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. It's kind of coming in slow. Okay, so how do? Okay, wait just a minute. Now, is that better?
Yes, ma'am. That's clear. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say Yo-Yo, and I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
How you doing, Miss Yo-Yo?
I'm doing good. I was listening to you and talking about your struggle with marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm a person in long-term recovery from substances, and I study what makes a person do these things. What the brain. Okay, so when you talk about, I noticed some things that you said. So would you say that initially when you started smoking that it was more like a social lubricant for you, and then it started to grow into morph into something bigger than for social lubrication? When I say social lubricant, it relaxed you when you came home and you get with your friends. Now, weed is a different animal than alcohol, but alcohol kind of causes you to lose your inhibitions and you relax. And if you're shy, you make it more
loose, right?
Outspoken, and you make them speak things. Where marijuana could possibly have that effect on somebody, or it could be just the opposite.
I would say yes. I would say yes. Initially, when I was young, it was a social thing when I got with my buddies. But now I don't need nobody. now I don't need nobody. As long as I got her, we are.
Well, see, what people don't understand, when we do things like smoke, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you clearly.
When we do things like smoke or we drink every day, 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, the balance of the brain, which is a sea of chemical and electrical signals, you throw that balance off. And when that balance is thrown off, when somebody says to you, don't you think you're doing that a little too much? Or why? And you like, damn, you get defensive and you get this. Well, your prefrontal cortex of the brain, the decision making and logical part of the brain has been compromised because you fucking smoke weed all the goddamn time. And that's what I think that a lot of people don't associate drugs, alcohol, or any of these things. They don't associate those things. So if you're a person that's going through something per se, right?
Yes,
You're having
ma'am.
a challenge. Normally you could smoke your little shit and be gone and it'd be all good and it's. But when you start to go through stuff, see, most people, when we get high, what we want? We want some ease and some comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to seek some ease and some comfort through some marijuana. I'm going to seek some through some sex. I'm going to seek some through some relationship. I'm going to seek some through some all unhealthy means.
Right.
To a degree. They're not all just unhealthy, but the trick is knowing when you cross the line, and a lot of us don't. We're way down. We're in the rabbit hole before we even, fuck,
No, that's facts. That's facts. What would you now? Could you answer me this? What would be some signs?
Or what would she recommend if we got somebody that's going through that? What would be some signs, or what would you recommend and how to relating to somebody? Like if she were your wife, right? And you see that, what would be what could you recommend? And then we'll get to the
so me being a person in recovery and me knowing what I know, if I go to you and I say to you, don't you think that your relationship with this substance is getting kind of out of hand? And you get defensive and you get this, if I'm trying to tell you, you need to check, yourself with your relationship to this substance. It's you using it no more for just to relax a social lubricant. I can see that you're trying to escape with it.
Right.
And if you get defensive and you get all of that, then for me, my experience has been that I'm going to have to leave you alone until something happens that brings you to yourself, and hopefully that it's not anything bad.
Okay, so let me ask a question. And so say this is, we putting it, I'm framing this as a couple, right? So he was saying it with his wife coming to him. So even if this is your spouse and all of, everything that they do directly affects you, you still take that hands-off approach and just control what you can control as far as yourself?
Well, when you know what? How many people do you know that when you tell them they ought to do something, they get pissed off and do what they should not be doing? They do it more.
Yeah, most people that I know.
That's right. That's human nature.
Right.
So the more you dig in, guess what? The more they're going to dig in.
So you got to approach it. So you have to approach it with understanding.
Well, for me, my opinion, most people are not. They do not understand what the beginning stages of going into addiction looks like.
Right.
Because it is one of the first and foremost, people don't see it as an illness.
Right.
Right. When you start to go that way, toward looking for substance to fix you, then you have stumbled over into a mental health concern. And you're trying to fix your issues in a very unhealthy way.
True.
Right?
Very unhealthy.
Yes, you're trying to find some ease and comfort, a sense of peace from a substance
that you can only get.
You can do it
from a higher power. So look, we don't mean to rush it. We got a 5 minute.
Do that how people do that in relationships. They want somebody in a relationship to fix them, and they never get fixed. But anyway, son, you were saying something about times to tie. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go, as a loved one, you know what I mean? Your partner, your good friend, your mom, someone you love, a loved one is dealing with addiction. Or they dealing with something that's, they doing something too much that's bound to mess up their well-being. What's the best thing you can do? Is give them space, and just wait for them to get it.
The best,
Is it best to give them space and let them run into it on their own?
You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to.
Because let me tell you something.
No, I think you're right. Because when JoJo
let
asked
me tell
me,
you why.
You
have to get to a place where you self-protect. It just depends on how far the addiction has gone. Because it's one thing. So living with a person that is addicted, first of all, you're living with a person who's not thinking logically or rationally. Their whole ability, their prefrontal cortex has been compromised. So they're not going to have rational thinking and this and that and the other, right?
Right.
Unless they can find a way to hear somebody, because even their ability to hear has been compromised. Right? I want to hear you. I mean, what is this?
That's true.
That's true. So all of that's been compromised. So you, after a while, and it just depends on how deep down the rabbit hole they are. The spouse is going to have to find a way to self-protect. Because see, at the end of the day, if I ain't loving me right, I can't love you right.
Amen. That's
so
absolutely
I'm going to have
right.
to find a way to love me and be strong. So maybe I can see you through it by not forcing something on you and trying to be able to relate to you or trying to be able to understand what this is that you're going through without it spilling over on me and my kids. You know what I'm saying?
So with that, we got another caller that keep calling. I'm not sure they're gonna call it back. We thank you for your input. We really appreciate it.
We really appreciate it, Yo.
Okay.
We really appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And we might have to get you back on for an after show or something that.
That was nice. I love the ladies, man. She hit that.
Miss Yo-Yo. Let's give Miss Yo-Yo a round of applause.
She hit that.
Because I want to hear what the other callers have to say.
All righty, thank you.
Now she said that, man. So what I got from that, what you asked me, JoJo, how did I come around? My wife was, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing she said. It wasn't nothing she, you know what I mean? She couldn't do nothing. I had to get it in my head, you know what I mean, on what I wanted, on what she was talking about. I had to understand, you know, where she was coming from, and that's big. I love the ladies, man. They always calling me.
Man, if you don't have a woman loving you, trying to teach you, telling you something, bro, you are blind now. You naked in these streets, you know, and it's hard for us sometimes to hear our women, you know, because a lot of times, bro, they didn't come up. They don't always package it how we wanted it to be packaged.
Facts.
Right?
Almost never.
So who do you put the burden on? Her to fix her approach, or do you put the burden on you to make sure you get with this woman that's loving you out like that?
What she said. The burden is on you.
The burden is on you.
The burden is on you, because goddamn it, she said it.
She said it.
Get your dumb ass up and hey. Because sometimes, man, you gotta, if you play sports, if you ever play sports, the coach don't say, son, please. He gonna say, if you don't want to play, get your ass off the field.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The approach, I mean, it ain't about the messenger. You know what I mean? A lot of times that's where we get caught up at. You know what I mean? You get caught up looking at the messenger. Who are you to tell me something? And don't really be hurt by what they say and they hit a nerve.
Yeah.
You do this. You try to find anything that's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Look at you. look at you. And I'm telling you, man, get out your feelings, man. Yeah. Speak your feelings and get them out so you can get out of them. You know what I mean? Call in BearFeezie on Wednesdays so you don't be in your feelings when they just trying to tell you, right? They just telling you what God trying to tell. Let me say it, man. How God gonna show you something? You think God gonna come down and sneak in your room? You hiding the motherfucker? You think God gonna come down and just talk to you out the sky? You gonna look up and he gonna form in the clouds? He gonna speak to you through his people.
You know, people really do think that though, right?
Yeah, they think they're gonna look up there and you gonna get on your knees one night and his voice just gonna pop in. And you're going to be able to hear him. Oh.
Like Paul on the road to Damascus. That's what they think.
You look in the mirror. Look at your mama. Look at your uncle. That's God. When they keep telling you, hey, come on down here and I got a job for you. You can just you might have to sleep on the floor on this little pallet at the beginning, but you'll have some money. Nah, I don't want to do that. You don't want no money. You don't want, that's God.
So
he trying to make a way for me. So sometimes you gotta listen, man.
Yolanda said, with addiction, my motto, I didn't cause it, I'm not responsible to cure it, and I can't control someone else's addiction.
That's facts.
And I could say that it's a difference in the dynamics are different. It's different when you loving somebody.
But that's facts even when you love them.
But I'm saying if y'all in a marriage, it's different from having I'm married, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a different dynamic if my wife was an addict versus my mother being an addict. Which my mother, you know,
right?
Because my mother is over there,
right?
Her choices affect her; they affect me emotionally, you know. But this person right here next to me, we are ball and chain.
True.
We handcuffed together.
True.
If you go too far left, I end up coming over left. So you physically, so that's just a different dynamic.
No, true. But and then too, you can't beat them up. You know what I mean? You can't beat them up with physically, mentally, verbally. You can't beat somebody up and expect them to get the picture. So we have to understand that too. We have to, like she said, what I got out of that, the only thing you can have for a loved one is understanding and patience. You know what I mean? You can't beat them down and think they're gonna shake them. That's gonna help them shake the bottle. And you know what I mean? Sometimes it may take tough love. You know what I mean? You can't, hey, I done asked you about it. Kinfolk, you staying in here, I got my people in here, you're gonna have to get up out of here with that. You know what I mean? You can stay here, but not with all that. You know what I mean? And sometimes these drugs are bringing us down. And we talking about weed, but some folks be on pills and some folks do everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? I do smoke, you know what I mean? But nicotine and this tobacco, that's a hell of a drug. Motherfuckers dying off cancer, you know what I mean, from these cigarette packs. So don't think, well, I just smoke cigarettes, that you ain't on dope too. You know what I mean? Just because the folks in the store selling you the dope don't mean you ain't on dope. That's got all type of chemicals and shit. So don't think they'll pack of Black and Miles, you know what I mean, is separating you from the folks who on all these pills. You can't go without them blacks or that pack of cigarettes. You on dope too. You addicted too. You can't put that shit down. Man, and it's fucking you up. And you stink. Your breath stink. and don't and you know what I mean? And your kids don't hate when you come in here smelling like that.
Your car stink, your clothes stink. Let me tell you something, bro. I love you for what you doing.
No, for real. And you
every Wednesday you come out here and we never know what we gonna get, bro. And you just introduce a vibe. Right now when you talking about them blacks, bro.
And then some of y'all just dealing with so much, you just smoking. You smoking a weed, you smoking black, anything fire up, you got it to your damn mouth. God damn. Now pass up on something and just self-reflect, man. Look in the mirror. And like I said, y'all, sometimes you got to be by yourself.
You said they got what?
Self-reflect.
Nah, but you said they got what up against their lips?
Everything that's lit. every time somebody fire up something, yo, you reaching. God damn. Let me get your back on that. Hey, shout me down. God damn, fam. You steady smoking. Deal with what you going through, family. Deal with it. Let's come out a better you. Y'all call me.
PD Jake said, face it.
Face
Look at your neighbor
man.
And say, face it. Yeah.
Look at your neighbor. Yes. That's it. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, whatever you going through, face it. You got to deal with it because God damn, you doing too much. You know what I mean? Everybody telling you. You know what I mean? If everybody see a fuck up, why you the only one that can't see? You fucked up. And we get like that sometimes. But let's put the dope down. And the reason and what I'm going to do, I guess we can talk about it. But we doing the 7 days, family. Whatever dope you doing, whatever addiction, We're gonna do a 7-day cleanse. Let's see if you might can't. Let's tell now. Let me give you some rules on this, because I want everybody to try this 7-day cleanse. If you now, then let me speak. If it's something you gotta wake up, go to sleep on it. You know what I mean? Every other hour you reaching for it consistently 2-3 times a day, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? It might be 6. You trying to hump. You trying to hump you something every day. You know what I mean? You calling something. You trying to see who gonna answer tonight. You know what I mean? You may be saying, let's cleanse ourselves and just see if it makes a better us. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of us on doctor dope. A lot of us going to the doctor, they got us on all these pills. At 2 o'clock, you got to take this. At 5 o'clock, you got to take this. At 7 o'clock, you got to take that. Then you got to take 2 of these at 10. God damn. Is you helping me, doc? Is you healing me? Or is you doping me? Let's now, if he healing you, let's take a cleanse. Let's take a cleanse and just see if you ain't got to do the dope this week. That thing, you got it. You know what I mean? Let's let somebody know that, hey, I'm gonna try to step back off this dope. I ain't finna keep. Now, you might be relaxing on it. You might get through a week and be like, man, I've been too antsy. I've been too edgy. I've been too achy. My body been hurting. I got a headache. I ain't been able to cope. I need my pills. I just can't go. My bill's paid. I don't give a damn what BearFeezie talking about on that damn show. I'm gonna pop my pill. I'm gonna smoke my dope. Okay, that's fine, family. But let somebody know what you doing. Hey, I ain't gonna pop all these pills this week. Watch out for me. If I get woozy around this motherfucker, look out for me. Give me a cold rag. You know, I start sweating. Because, hey, a lot of us are addicted. We stop trying to do this shit, we're gonna sweat. We're gonna be walking. We ain't gonna be able to go to sleep. We up all night. A lot of us dealing, and this shit is helping us cope. You know what I mean? So if you can't do it, you can't do it. But we gonna put the cup down. You know what I mean? That wine, you shouldn't be drinking no damn bottle of wine every day.
So a bottle or a cup. You now listen. Now you cannot. Now the women will come and kill you. You get to attacking their wine.
If you wake up on wine and you go to sleep on wine, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
If you have 1 cup of wine a day, it ain't gonna hurt you to go 7 days without it. If you have 1 cup of wine a day, you ain't gonna miss this 7 days ain't gonna hurt you. Trying to go without wine for 7 days and all you have is 1 glass. If you got 2, 3, 4, 5 glasses, you need this cleanse anyway. Like Miss Yo said, your rational thinking is off. You don't even feel, and I'm gonna say we, because I'm a part of the crew. We don't feel like ourselves without it. So let's deal with it, family, and just see. And my wife is watching the show, y'all, so she's gonna hold me accountable. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna smoke this week. You know what I mean? Okay. Now today is already here. Half of y'all already drunk on the show.
Yeah.
So today you good, dope up. Yeah. I ain't trying to make you go to sleep sober tonight. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna be sober. I ain't gonna be done had nothing for them 7 days.
Yeah, because today, boy, you smell like a pound and a half. God, no, I said, oh, that smell good. I would have smoked something. Hey, I can't smoke.
7 days. 7 days, y'all. Let's see what we got in us. Now, on the second day, if you know what I mean, you fall out and baby on your nerves and the kids running back and forth, and you gotta go on out there. We call in next week and say, man, I tried it, but I got to, bro. And I know because I met a young man. He came over to the house with my son. He in school. He a young guy. And man, that kid has energy. You know what I mean? He's hyper. You know what I mean? He's hyper active. Some of us need something, but let's just make sure that we are using it as we need it and not just done found this crutch. You know what I mean? That's not only messing up us, but it's messing up our household. Every time you come in the house, she looking upside your head. You ain't said shit to her. but you done ran to that cup. You know what I mean? So let's just better ourselves, family. Call me. Let me know what y'all think about this 7-day cleanse. You know what I mean? Stop. A lot of y'all, some of y'all addicted to porn. Every time you wake up, we pull out your damn phone right now and look at your web browsers. A lot of y'all raping yourself, man. A lot of y'all raping yourself.
So,
too damn much.
And we being honest. Because we sharing on this show, right?
A lot of y'all,
honest.
Speak your fear. Call in, man. Let's cleanse it. Let's give it 7 days, man. Calm down.
I won't watch porn for 7 days.
Let's
see how long I last.
Let's get it, man. Let's, you know what I mean? A lot of it now, it might not be messing with you. You know what I mean? But hey, anything that you doing, you know what I mean? Let's break it. You know what I mean? Let's break the cycle. Let's make sure we're bettering ourselves. Let's make sure we're relieving stress. Make sure we're not leaning on it. You know what I mean? Goddamn, clear your mind up. Got you looking at her like she supposed to turn all these flips and do all this. Cleanse your mind. Let's wake up, y'all. Hey, y'all give me a call. 940-290-0801. Give me a call.
Y'all gonna call in?
Would you stand? Would you come? You know what I mean? 940-290-0801. Pillz and dollar bills. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're gonna dope man ain't gonna get all our money this week. Dope man ain't gonna get all our money this week. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna save that $20. We're gonna save that $20. And you know what I mean? We're just gonna see how much we save in these 7 days. You know what I mean? Let's just see. And if the doctor prescribed it, please let somebody know. I'm gonna see how I feel without this dope. Am I addicted to this dope now? Am I addicted to these pills now? I've been on them for so damn long. I don't know if I'm healed or not. Ever since I went and showed him the pain in my back, which was 1.5 years ago, I've been on these damn pills. God damn, when is you gonna heal me, doc? Or when you go, do they let you know this some lifetime hurting you got in your damn leg? This a lifetime cataract, and this a lifetime pain in your back. So you're gonna be on these pills. How do the doc sell his dope? When you take your child in there and you say, son, my doc, the school calling me. He just can't sit down. They got these kids on dope, man. Do I get into that? That's crazy that they putting children on these drugs, bro. I don't think that many children was on drugs when I was in school. You know what I mean? I think the number.
Bro, we had one guy in our grade that was on Ritalin. One. The whole school. One. And we knew because they used to come and get him out of class to take him to the nurse to give his medicine. And this little dude used to act up so tough that they say, boy, you ain't on your medicine. Go take your medicine.
Yeah. And now that's a believable ratio. You know what I mean? One guy.
One.
You know what I mean? That's a believable. It may be for somebody, you know what I mean? But god damn, half of the class, half of the school. You know what I mean? Like America is doing something to us. You know what I mean? Like our life, something is wrong with this world that, you know what I mean? You telling me God coming up that short? All this dope. Our God done created us. And he done miss, you know what I mean? God falling off. Is that what they saying, JoJo?
I think that's what they saying.
More folks needing dope as time go on. God, man, I wonder how God feel about all this shit. Like, god damn, I didn't do you right. What? You know what I mean? How they call it? How when they you got an order and they mess up on your order and you bring him back up there. I asked for yes, ma'am. God, hey, let's get right, y'all. Y'all, is y'all gonna call? Would you come? 940-290-0801. Who gonna be my last caller before we get out of here? Pills and dollar bills, man. Y'all stop letting these folks get all y'all money because y'all don't know how to cope with yourself, man. Let's, you know what I mean? All this money being made off dope, man. The doctor is a D-boy for real. Golly, that's why he a doctor. He a real life D-boy, the original D-boy, man. Pushing dope. That's what's up, man. But you know what I mean? We gonna build ourselves up, family. Before I sign out, I want to let y'all know, man. This is the reason I do this. This is the reason before I go, creating. Let's create. You know what I mean? Let's the point Elise made, man, that was so deep to me, is that we can put some of this stuff down, some of these vices, some of these crutches that we're leaning on, because we're not working at our full potential. We're not creating. We're not being who we were sent here to be. We done gave up. We know it's something more in us. We had that baby, and that baby needed attention, and didn't nobody teach us about sex, and we went chasing her and chasing him and trying to get the feeling out of the relationship. We put ourselves on the back burner. Then we had another one. That is 2 kids. We put ourselves on the back burner. Now I got to go to work. I got to chase him. I got to deal with her. I got my kids. We putting ourselves on the back burner. Let's get ourselves right.
I missed 2 comments before we go. One of them is Shamisha Haskins. Wait a minute, this is my B-Day weekend, and I'm turning up. We turning up.
I'm gonna turn. Hey, I don't. Hey, I appreciate you saying that.
Does a clean start this week and next week, Feezus?
Man, clean start this. Clean start today. You don't
need
no dope to turn up.
Okay. And
you don't need that habit to turn. You turn. Hey, if you can't do it, baby, you can't do it. If you need it, hey, be you. But I'm cleansed out. I ain't doing it tomorrow. Homie, tomorrow I'm getting up. I'm praying. I'm working out. You know what I mean? I'm working out. I'm staying right. What happened, JoJo?
no, we good.
Oh, we good. I'm staying right. So that's what we on, man. Pills and dollar bills. 7-day cleanse. Let a loved one know that, you know what I mean, you ain't doing no dope. You ain't doing what you've been doing this week. You ain't putting that pacifier in your mouth this week. Just for a week. You ain't leaning on it this week. You gonna go on, stand up, and all them thoughts. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. When I be smoking, I be thinking about what I'm supposed to do, what I done did. You know what I mean? All them thoughts, you gonna face them. You gonna go and get to it this week. All them thoughts that's rushing that you trying to escape from. Yeah, we're gonna look in the mirror, we're gonna face them, we're gonna make sure that, you know what I mean, we setting goals and that we working toward these goals. Good people. That's what it is. And let's create something. You know what I mean? A lot of folks addicted to sex and addicted to this dope and these drugs because they ain't built nothing up in a minute. They ain't drew nothing and made nothing come to life in a minute. They haven't developed, had a thought in their mind, and they developed it and cultivated it, and it came to life, and now it's a reality. That's what sex is. You go into this dark space, just y'all two, and y'all become one, and then something comes out. Something great, something, the most beautiful thing we ever seen. It's created. And find your space. You know what I mean? During this 7-day cleanse, all you cigarette smokers, oof, I hope ain't nobody gonna that cigarettes gonna break you down, boy. That's these doctors, man. These folks putting approve on all type of dope and got us thinking, but don't let me have a gram in my pocket. I guess the weed laws are easy. They easing up on the weed laws. You know what I mean, so yeah. If y'all ain't gonna call in, I think we out, JoJo.
Yeah, we out. You know, we running behind. We got people still tuned in, so I wasn't gonna cut the short. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, call in,
family, man. You know, you
call
family.
in, good people. 940-290-0801. Let me know what you gonna stop. Let me know what you gonna stop doing for these 7 days. What you gonna just test? You know what I mean? One day at a time. We're gonna see what you can put down. Let's skip out. Let your loved one know that, hey, I'm gonna chill out on it. So look out for me. You know, make sure, look after me. You know, check on me. Make sure I'm up. I ain't dozed off over here. You know, you know I need my medicine.
Man, I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, man, my partner. You know, I ain't gonna say his name, but he's about 9-10 days removed from sipping syrup. I'm talking about. Man, that's what I'm saying. You hitting, you talking, everything that you come up here with every week, bro, it'd be right on time. So I want to give a shout out to my partner, man. If he come back and he watch this, he going on a week and a half, like 10 days, no syrup. I'm talking about 20-year syrup habit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, it's heroin in that syrup.
And he's been to the hospital. He's had to go and get IVs 2 times. You know what I mean? Since over these last 10 days, and he's fighting, he's staying persistent, and he's saving money.
That's
you know,
I know he is, man.
So
God damn.
We're gonna Damarian Way said, nice podcast, bro. 100.
I appreciate it, Unc. Man. Hey, we it's love. Love Deposit Studios. We just showing love and making sure when you come in contact with BearFeezie, you're a better person, Unc. That's all you know what I mean? I just want to share my light.
Now, okay. So since we talking, and I'm gonna shut up, this your show, man.
Okay.
You say when you come in contact with BearFeezie,
you're a better person.
Man, when I first met you, I didn't know you from a can of paint.
Thanks.
You came up, you shook my hand, you spoke, we hugged, and you told me a few things that I needed to hear at that time. And you left an impression on me, you know what I mean? And you made me feel, you know what I mean, a way, bro, because that's so uncommon when it comes to us as black men. So that's what made me say that was your light, like you said, you know what I mean? So
that's what I do
from the meeting, and I'm a witness to that, bro.
That's what I do. And let me say this before we go, since it's my show. And I love when I come up here, JoJo. You don't know, man. But a lot of times, man, we don't want to accept, you know what I mean, what we supposed to be doing. You got your own idea, and God is just trying to show you. Man, I always thought I was gonna be in a rap group. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the one, like, this light is on me. This light is on me. You know what I mean? I'm not the one that I never wanted to be in the light. I always thought I was going to be a group. Whatever I did, you know what I mean? And that's because when growing up, I was the only child, and me going outside and running the streets, I'm always, you know what I mean, in a group. So that's where I found my comfort, you know what I mean? My comfort. And I always thought my idea was me being successful or me doing something was me in a group of guys, me in this group, me in that group. I'm gonna be a part of this group, and I'm just gonna do this part. I'm gonna be a part of this. We gonna be called this, and I'm gonna be this guy that do this. That's my idea. But it says in the Bible, guys, your gift will make room for you. It didn't say your clothes, the shit that you bought from the store, gonna put you in position. It didn't say the motherfuckers around you gonna put you in position. And I'm just saying this, guys. Y'all know they call me Feedy Jakes, and I'll start preaching. Your gift will make room for you. Whatever you supposed to be doing. Nobody gotta like it. You tell them about it. No, if I was you, I'd be doing this.
Yeah.
Look, when I was your age, boy, I wish I would have did this. What your gift, what you feel like is for you. I'm supposed to be doing this, man. Don't nothing make me feel like doing this. Find a way to monetize it. You know what I mean? Because we all have responsibilities to take care of. We all want shit. You know what I mean? And you might not have a child yet, but you know what I mean? You're going to want a family one day. So find a way to get you some money off of it and go for it. You know what I mean? So your gift for me, that's how I'm going to end it, man. Your gift. Let's find it, people. Put that dope down and find your gift. Find out what you're supposed to be doing. Find it. Look at yourself this week. 7 days. You ain't going to pick that cup up, that bottle. Them cigarettes, your breath gonna be good this week. You're gonna be all right. I know it's gonna be a tough one. You're gonna be a little itchy and a little antsy. Hey guys, I got a full ball at the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, I got it together out there. I'm gonna walk past it this week. I'm gonna walk past it this week. We're gonna be sweating together, guys. I ain't gonna be at the house big kicking it. My wife's birthday this weekend. I'm gonna skip it,
bro. And let me tell you something. As a married man,
yeah.
If you come in here and be like, man, I drank or I did whatever for wifey's birthday,
I appreciate you understanding.
I would understand.
I appreciate you
because let me tell you, that's birthday time.
I know it,
and family.
Yeah,
so let me tell you something. When you come in Wednesday, when you come in next Wednesday, if you say, man, you know what, we gonna start it over.
Okay,
we gonna start it over.
Okay,
you know what I mean. But you kind of get possibly a pass if wife, because wife don't let you know, hey, this the weekend, and she might like it when you drunk. You might do something different when you hot.
I'm just chauffeuring. I'm chauffeuring.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'm gonna have my water.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stay strong, baby. Know she can have her a good time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the driver, and hey, I'm gonna save me a couple dollars. I'm gonna say if I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna save a couple dollars this weekend. So that's what it is. Oh, okay. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's?
Hold on. I took it off the.
They hung up. Oh, okay. Nah, man, for real. I'm gonna stay strong. God, hey, y'all pray for me. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, y'all. She ain't finna call in and leave me no other way. Let me see if she gonna call in before the show over.
Yolanda said this is a really good podcast. Speed.
Thank you.
Unknown caller.
We got a caller, y'all. Let me see what they talking about.
Now, press 2.
Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Mrs. Haskins calling from Little Elm, Texas. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Mrs. Haskins. Did you have any feelings for the show today?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And I just need to simply call in and say this is my birthday weekend this weekend. You are my best friend, and we turning up.
Facts.
We start our 7-day cleanse next week.
Oh, we gonna turn up. Oh, we gonna turn up.
Period.
Oh, ain't hey, I don't need nothing but the Lord to turn up.
Okay, we gonna see.
Okay.
Y'all don't let him hype y'all up today. Okay, because he's turning up this weekend with me.
I am. I'll be right there. Turn.
Whatever. Let's see.
How did I do on the show today?
You did good. I think you did good. I don't have much input because I don't know a whole lot about addiction. I just know that it is a beast. And I like what you said about, a lot of people don't realize that addiction is an illness. And I didn't really look at it the way, you put it, as far as we're all pretty much addicted to something.
That's facts.
Whether it's shopping, whether it's sex. Whether it's
some folks do be shopping. Women be shopping, baby. My bad. Was that loud?
You are online.
I'll be buying some Jordans when they let me.
Whatever. But anyway, I like the way you put it because, a lot of the times me myself will criticize you about, you know, your weed and your weed habit and your smoking.
I know you will.
You know, back in the day now, because we've grown a lot since then. And now, I guess because I look at it as a standpoint of being understanding of what possibly you may be going through and why you're, you know, going to that habit instead of choosing to, you know, come to your wife or spend time with your family or needing that alone time. So I do get it, you know, but at the same time, you can't let these habits, you know, take a majority of your time. You just can't let it, especially if it's not bringing in, you know, no income to the household. It's not bringing in no good, you know.
Or it's taking, it's taking income out of the
It's
household.
just,
Right.
You know, it's taking income from the house. It's taking time from, you know, your kids, your household. So in that perspective, you know, I get it. We're all human. We all have habits that we are attached to. We are addicted to. But like you said, we got to dig deep, find self-awareness, and truly figure out why it is that we lean on these habits and these addictions so much. So great topic.
Thank you.
Again, like JoJo said, every week, you know, you come with something, you know, new, and it hits right, you know, right when we needed to hit it.
Am I hitting them? Am I hitting them, baby?
But bullseye. You got that, baby.
Thank you. Said bullseye. I mean, look, where do we find an applause button? That's what I'm talking about. Bullseye.
Keep doing what you're doing. JoJo, I appreciate you being there with him. I don't know. I'm thinking about, you know, being a co-host, you know.
Nah, you stay on over there and let him. But honestly, I think this your segment, babe. I think you like the closer caller. You know what I mean? I appreciate you calling in and giving me feedback. And you know what I mean? I appreciate your input on the show and just I don't know. I'm a think of a subject that touch you in a different way and see how you call in, and I'm just playing. But I appreciate you calling in. I think this your segment, babe.
Now, and I want to say I appreciate it as a married man. I want to say that I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Just that dynamic, you know, and sitting back and you sit through an hour and a half of his show attentively, and then call in, motivate, give perspective, whatever you do. I'm just saying, as a husband, you know what I'm saying? No, I appreciate it. And it's a beautiful touch, man.
Babe, what you gonna call your little segment? This little closing. What you want? We're gonna talk about it. You got a name for it?
I ain't got a name right now. Let me think on it a little bit more.
Okay.
And we'll figure something out.
I got Misha's minute.
Yes, minute.
Misha's minute. A minute
okay.
now. A minute.
So y'all only give me a minute. Literally 60 seconds.
No.
That is not enough.
Misha's few minutes. Misha's mini minutes.
Don't worry about it.
Mini minutes with Misha.
Don't worry about it. You and JoJo, y'all being funny. JoJo, I'm coming to get my own whole hour segment. Y'all act like I'm just long winded. And you know what? I just want to shout out to the people, everybody that tuned in, my cousins, my family, my friends, you know, school people that we went to school with. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
And call in. Like, we need more input.
Go tell them, baby.
Yo-Yo, am I saying it right? Was it Miss Yo-Yo?
Yeah, it was Miss Yo-Yo.
Or
I appreciate Miss Yo-Yo. She went. Hey, ladies, y'all tell y'all friends about it, because I love when ladies be calling in. They always call in with a perspective, and that I really appreciate.
They're the first teachers of the nation. They teach, bro.
That's
anytime.
big.
So if you can't hear a woman, you need to listen to
the original teacher.
The original teacher.
Women
man.
are powerful.
Amen.
Women, be powerful. Let's rock away.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. Y'all have a good night. Babe, I'll see you when you get home. Peace.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling in as usual.
Speak Your Feelings with BearFeezie. The show. Yeah, man. I think that's it, man. Hey, 7-day cleanse, y'all. 7 days.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
She just said, and I get called a simp. I be caping for women, all this other kind of stuff.
I done been called it before.
So she just said, my best friend is turning up with me this weekend. So meaning that you gonna drink or you gonna smoke, whatever, right?
Let's see.
So
I'm gonna be right there.
What's your stance right now so we can see how you coming back?
She know I'm not. She know once I say I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
If it ain't nothing but to come up here and tell y'all I didn't do it, you know what I mean? She know I'm not.
Man, my wife would.
She know I'm not. That ain't gonna stop her.
Yeah.
That
my
ain't
wife beat my ass. I ain't gonna lie. My wife beat my ass.
That ain't gonna stop her. And I might get be in there too tight and I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Time will tell. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna be sweating right with y'all.
We shall see.
I'm gonna be sweating right with y'all trying to get through this 7 days. So hey, let's see if we can get there. Pillz and dollar bills. You know what I mean? This is BearFeezie, and I am at Love Deposit Studios. If you got an idea for a show, you want a talk show, you got somebody that you want to interview, you know what I mean? You got an idea. If you got an idea you don't really know, call Uncle JoJo. You know what I mean? And let him see if you got something that he can work with, or if you need to stay on the drawing board a little bit longer. Let him try to develop it. Cause hey, all I had was an idea, and now I'm up here and I love when I'm I ain't gonna say this is my most important hour. This is a great hour. Every week I look forward to this hour. You know what I mean? Every week I look forward to this hour with y'all. So with that being said, man, I think we out, man. If you want to support me, look up BearFeezie on any music platform, BearFeezie. Check out my music. Let me know what you think. Go to my website, goodcakeent.com, buy a shirt, buy a sweatsuit, or get with Uncle JoJo at Love Deposit Studios. Let them know what you're trying to do, what idea you got. Other than that, man, give us a call. Next week, let us know how your cleanse was. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. 940-290-0801. I think that's it. JoJo, you got something for him?
I just want to say thank you.
I appreciate you, bro.
I just want to say thank you. And we look forward to next week.
Yes, sir.
Y'all call in, tune in, share, support.
Yes,
this is positive vibes. I know it's easier to gravitate towards the negativity, towards all the sensational.
I'm cussing somebody out next week.
Nah, so listen, man. We're gonna stay at it like some love addicts. I'm here with you every week.
Yes, sir.
Y'all support the real. Let's get it.
Episode 4, man. And just like that, it's a wrap. Love y'all.